and welcome back to the St.Mary, the channel for Southampton content for our match preview of Southampton's trip to Leicester. Now, it's not going to be the exact same, or let's hope it's not the exact same sort of night as it was a couple months ago when we hosted Leicester. The less said about that, the better. But it's another chance to pick up some points whilst we're in such good form, and we'll get onto that in a minute. But of course, Leicester, one of the best sides in the league so far this season, still in second. It's going to prove to be a very difficult test. But before we get into the video, do make sure you are subscribed. Over the festive period, the growth was good, so let's keep that going. Also, make sure you'll follow us on our socials. Right, let's get into the video. As always, let's talk about the last game. Not actually in the Premier League this time. It was in the FA Cup third round. We beat Championship side Huddersfield relatively comfortably. They didn't cause us too many problems with a second string side. We made 10 changes, and it was amazing to see the debut goals of youngsters Will Smallbone and Jake Vokins. Now, of course, it's a shame that we've been given a kind of dead draw in the fourth round. A possible chance to go through to the next round, which is of course what it's all about. But personally, I would have liked either a derby or more so a nice away trip to a lower league club. But that was the cup. Let's talk about the league. What a turnaround it has been over the last couple of weeks. The festive period really brought joy to everyone in Southampton this Christmas. 10 points from the last possible 12. 3 wins and a draw. 2 of those wins were against top 6 opposition. Yeah, I'm absolutely chuffed with what the boys put out over the festive period, especially because the games were coming so quickly and it seemed they were tired, but whilst we were in good form and the games were coming quickly, maybe that was a positive. You know, we were confident and we were taking games to teams. I mean, we dominated at Chelsea, we dominated Spurs in my opinion as well. The Palace game was quite even. I mean, there wasn't really a chance to win it. I think a draw was the fair result. And at the beginning, Aston Villa, I mean, we could have scored more than 3. Having looked like almost certain for relegation, we're now 12th and the same distance away from the relegation zone as we are to 6th. Can a push for Europe be the motivation for the second half of the season? Who knows? But if that is to be the case, we're going to have a good January, and that's going to have to start getting a result against Leicester. Now, like I said in the introduction, since our last meeting, we've improved a lot. I mean, the turnaround has just been incredible, and, you know, we're not going to get through the week without mentioning the 9-0. It's just impossible. Pundits are still talking about it and using it as the marker from which we started to improve. Personally, I think it's even later than that. I think it's possibly around the Arsenal game, maybe after Everton, maybe even after the West Ham home game. Maybe Villa was the turning point. But regardless, what we've done since that horrendous night has been, you know, incredible. I'm really glad that the board stuck with Ralph, and it seems to be proving the right decision. So can we continue and almost get revenge against Leicester this time out? But let's talk about our opponents for this weekend's game. It's at the King Power Stadium. Of course, like I've said, the last time out didn't go to plan, but they are a very good side this year. Still second in the league. We thought maybe they drop off a little bit around November, December time. And in fairness, they did have a few dodgy results over Christmas, brought down to earth more so. I mean, back-to-back defeats, but they were against Manchester City and Liverpool, but also a home draw against Norwich, which is not a result they would have wanted. But in the Premier League, the top sides still get these sort of results against the so-called lesser teams. And that's what Leicester are now. They're a top team. You know, Maddison and Vardy going forwards. Soyuncu and Evans have been a fantastic partnership at the back. I mean, they've got countless other players who've been excellent, but I can't praise them enough in all honesty. Now, our record against Leicester over the last couple of seasons hasn't been great at home. Away has been better. We haven't lost there since their title-winning season in 2016, and so we've played there a couple times in the league and once in the cup. However, in that time we've only scored 2 goals there, and that was in the 2-1 win that came last season. Ironically, actually this weekend last year, so it's almost been a whole year since we last played them at the King Power. Before that win, there were a handful of 0-0s. Leicester Southampton hasn't really been the best spectacle in footballing terms, but the win last year, I think that just proved how much Hasenhüttl could change this side. I mean, we went there and went 2-0 up. We had Valerie sent off just before half-time. We played a whole second half against a decent attacking Leicester side, regardless of the Puel tactics and how they were sort of lethargic. But we defended so well and managed to grind out the result. And that's when, for me anyway, that's when I sort of thought, God, we could stay up with this guy. But even though we won, Leicester are a completely different side now under Brendan Rodgers. Like I said, I can't praise them enough, to be honest. Our away performances this season on the whole have actually been pretty strong, And I do back us to compete in this game. I think it's going to be a close one. If Leicester win it, it's going to be by a narrow margin. It's not going to be anywhere near this sort of thrashing that we saw back in October. Well, not even thrashing, massacre, if you like. But I am filming this before their League Cup semi-final first leg against Aston Villa. That is on Wednesday night. The big question surrounding that really is, will team selection for that game will affect the team selection that comes out on Saturday? But on to my prediction. I think we're going to compete in this one. I think it's going to be close. Most away performances this season we competed. You know, Leicester is such a good side. Danny Ings versus Vardy is going to be a good battle. I think it could actually be quite a good game. Now, my head says we're going to lose 2 or 3-1. My heart says I'm going to be optimistic and go for a 1-1 draw. And I think I'll stick with that. 1-1. Of course Ings is going to score. He's going to shorten the gap between him and Vardy in the race for the golden boot, because Maddison's going to score for Leicester. That is my prediction. Regardless, a tough game coming, but we're a good side. But we're a side that's improving, and I think we can handle the task at hand. But thank you very much for watching the video, guys. Do make sure you leave it a like and subscribe if you haven't yet already. Let me know in the comment section below your score prediction for this one and how you're feeling ahead of it. Are you going? Personally, I'm not. Unfortunately, I'm missing this one. But yeah, follow us on our socials if you haven't yet already, and we'll see you tomorrow for the predicted lineup. Take it easy, guys.